All right, what's up, guys? Wolford back with another video, VV. Today we're going to be looking at Amber and Sapphire. Really cool combination. That blue-yellow vibe, I really like that. I know that's just an aesthetic thing that has nothing to do with the cards, but I do like the way that these cards look together. I think that blue, it's almost like this royal blue and gold. You know, that's just really cool looking. So just kind of go over some of these cards. You know, just kind of at the time of me recording this is Lorcana.com, I think it's called. Yeah, Lorcana.com. This is their deck builder. Really great website. Big shout out to the person who pointed me to this in one of my other videos. So I think with blue and gold, or blue and yellow, sapphire and amber, whatever you want to call it, you have a lot of directions you can go with this deck. Between going like a princess theme, going a more of a villain thing might be possible in the future with Hades. So you got princess and villains, and then you have some other options too with like ramping, like making a deck that just ramps with cards like Just in Time or Lantern or Mickey Mouse Detective, which we're going to come up to down at the bottom here. You've got, we don't have any removal shown yet for Amber. In fact, Amber is kind of the opposite of removal. It's more about bringing your characters back with cards like Part of Your World, which we're coming up on down here. Got Maximus. I forgot to mention Maximus's name when I was doing the video reviewing the cards that were already out. Anyway, so Lorcana, you know, we don't have all the cards revealed yet, so we're just going with what we have. I'm kind of just trying to make a deck, a core list, right? Like the core deck list of where I think it's going to go, just with what we know so far of the cards revealed. Oh, also, there's like a low-cost Stitch deck that just floods the board, absolutely floods the board. So, okay, all the cards you just saw over here, you know, you'll be able to pause and read them if you need to, or go to the website and check them out. This is all we have access to currently, right? So things are obviously going to be subject to change here, and more than likely will change when we get to the release in August of, or at least that's when the release is set for now for Lorcana. So you're gonna there's a lot of options here where we're gonna be able to do like a princess theme. We're gonna be able to do like an item theme, because this, you know, we have quite a few items that we can mess with here that actually have some synergy, like Coconut Basket and Dingle Hopper. Excuse me. These cards are going to be able to synergize with each other by keeping your characters alive if they're strong, if they're like big enough, right? And then the Lantern's really good too for ramp. So right away, if you're gonna splash blue, you're running Aurora Dreaming Guardian, unless like I've you know, well actually I haven't mentioned in this video, but unless they release cards that are just absolutely busted in the future for blue, this card is incredible, and with it you always go Regal Princess, okay? Because you can potentially go turn 2 Aurora into turn 3 Aurora Dreaming Guardian. So Regal Princess into Dreaming Guardian combo, it's just going to be incredible. It's not necessarily a combo, but that synergy, that curve is just going to be very, very good. And I would even argue that Develop Your Brain is your turn 1. So it's like turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. It's just perfect. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Okay, blue also has access to one of the best previewed cards so far for removal in Let It Go. Just incredible utility in this card. It can be sung. It has so much going for it. And then there's a few other cards I wanted to mention on here for blue. Actually, is that it for now? Yeah, because the rest is going to be situational, like the Belle and the Maurice. I do think Maurice is just good. He's a 6-cost 2/7. It's just so hard to deal with him. And then he's cheating down your, like when he's questing like he normally would want to, right? You're questing for 2, so you're gaining 2 lore, right? 2 quest counters. You're gaining 2 lore. You're making your items cost 2 less, and when you play the items, you're drawing a card, right? So I'm just going to throw 2 in for now, and it just, I think it's better than Belle. I just think it is. Belle is still good, but she's not drawing a card. She is so good in her value. Being a 3-cost 2/3 that quests for 2 is just great. It's just great. and then to have that ability on top of it, very solid. And it's inkable, of course, just like Maurice's. Very, very good. So let's look at Be Our Guest real quick. 2 cost. We're going to add that to the deck just right away. Sorry. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a character card and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So I just want to mention something real quick, how strong this is. If you, how do I say this? Turn 2, let's say you play Regal Princess, right? Let's say you even developed your brain on turn 1, right? Develop your brain, can't find the Dreaming Guardian. So then you go turn 2, Aurora, Regal Princess. You can then sing Be Our Guest with her. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal a character card and put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. If you snag a Dreaming Guardian, you can pay 3, because remember, you haven't paid anything for this. You sung this with your Aurora Regal Princess that you played on turn 2. Like, now it's turn 3, I'm saying, right? Like, you played her turn 2, turn 3, you sing this, you play your ink for the turn, and then you can, where is she? Where's Dreaming Guardian? You can shift this on top of your other Aurora. So someone correct me if I'm wrong, but you just shift on their current play state. So in other words, yes, Aurora will be tapped or exerted. But the point is, you just were able to search for her with your Be Our Guest and develop your brain. I just think this combo is going to be so powerful. You know, and then like let's just say you don't get that, right? Say you already have the combo. You just go Regal Princess turn 3 into Aurora Dreaming Guardian. You can also sing Let It Go that turn, you know, on that. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But you're also going to want to look for cards like Moana. So the princess vibe we were talking about before, this is a 5-cost princess. She's a 5-cost 1/6 that quests for 3. And when she quests, you may ready your other princess characters. They can't quest for the rest of this turn, but you know what they can do? Challenge. So that is relevant, guys. That is actually very, very strong synergy. So, I mean, unless someone can show me, like, in the rules, because, you know, the rules aren't completely out yet. So just tell me if I'm wrong about that. Maybe they can't, but I'm pretty sure they can. I think this is a 4 of. So in a deck like this, I don't like Just in Time. I'm going to say it. Even though you have 2 of, like, some of the strongest 5 drops in the game right there, right? Aurora Dreaming Guardian's a 5. Moana of Motunui is a 5. But in this kind of deck, I feel like you still want to run a Maurice. So what do you don't want to just stop putting down your resources, do you? You know what I mean? And this doesn't quest. You can't, or excuse me, you can't use this as a ink as well. One thing I need to know is this: if I use Lantern, okay, let's say I play this on turn 2, okay, turn 2 Lantern, and then tap, you may pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. So my question I have is, does this combo with Just in Time? Because this says you may play a character with cost 5 or less for free, and this says you may pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. So let's just say it's a Maurice. I'm just using this as an example. If I tap Lantern, I can now pay 5 cost, or 5 instead of 6 for the next character I play this turn. It's 1 less. So instead of him being 6, it'd be 5. But Just in Time reads, you may play a character with cost 5 or less for free. Because technically his cost did not change. He is still a 6-cost character. I'm just going to be allowed to pay 1 less for him this turn. So anyway, that is something I need to know. Because imagine that, like, let's just go 4 Lanterns. We'll go 4 Just in Times. Because now you don't play more than 3, right? You just play 4 Lanterns. Do you see what I'm saying? You literally just play 4 Lanterns and you never go above 3 resources, because you can Just in Time your Auroras, you can Just in Time your Motunui, your Moanas. You'll be able to Just in Time your Maurice if it's true that Lantern works in the way I'm saying. But anyway, there's also some other cards I think are very strong in here, like where is Part of Your World? Oh, it's in alphabetical order. This is a 3-cost song. Return a character card from your discard into your hand. This is excellent recursion, because it really stinks when you get a character like Aurora down, where all your characters are safe, and then they remove Aurora Dreaming Guardian. it's like, oh no, I just lost my character, right? Well, with a card like this, you can get her right back. And then hopefully it's far enough down the line where you can just play her normally, right? Oh, that's another question I have for Lantern. If I have 2 down, can I make a card cost 2 less? Make a character cost 2 less the next? Can I make the next character I play this turn cost 2 less if I have 2 of these down? I need to know more about that. I need to know the rulings on this. But it seems like you can, you know. All right, so anyway, let's keep moving on. Some other ideas. You know, you got your Mickey Mouse stuff here, Mickey and Minnie Mouse. These are just pretty basic characters, pretty vanilla. This is like disguised Princess Jasmine. 3 costs, 3/3, quest for 2. Okay, 3 costs, 3/3, the quest for 2, and Mickey Mouse. And like I was saying, well, actually, not like I was saying. Never mind. I was going to say something else about that. Scratch that. My apologies. Another deck you can run would be like a 1 jump ahead Mickey Mouse Detective, like ramp deck in blue and gold, because you also have lanterns. You also have, like we said, the just-in-time stuff. It probably makes for a pretty decent ramp. But yeah, I really need to know about the lantern idea with just-in-time, because if I can lantern to make it where my next character costs 1 less, and then just-in-time a Stitch, that would be pretty incredible. Like a full cost 6 cost Stitch, because make him cost 1 less, put him at 5, and then play a character that costs 5. So anyway, Stitch is another thing that we really got to talk about, because I'm just adding him in here. I'm not saying there's a part of the same deck. Maybe you can add them in the same deck, but I'm just kind of mentioning this card real quick. This is a 6 cost 3/5 that it shifts. You can shift 4 on top of on top of New Dog Stitch, right? You can technically. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Never mind. You may pay 4 less to play this on top of one of your Stitch characters. I mean, you could technically play it on top of this bigger character, but why would you? I don't know. I guess it's not the worst thing, right? Because once this has its on-play effect, now it's just questing for 2. So you could actually quest on top of it with this if you need it. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming here. Not saying it's a good play. I'm just talking. Okay, just talking about it. But so this is a 6 cost 3/5 that quests for 3 and has Adoring Fans as an ability. It has the shift 4, which is nice as well, but it has Adoring Fans. Whenever you play a character with cost 2 or less, you may exert it to draw a card. That's very good, guys. That's very good. Very, very good. You're going to have cards. Now in a deck like what I'm just talking about, like if you're trying to run a deck with Stitch in it that gets tons of value, you would want to make a deck that has a very low curve, like LeFou, like Stitch, New Dog, even Timon potentially in a deck like that to keep your guys surviving. What else we got? Aurora, of course, and we don't know what else is coming out. We don't have all the cards released. But one thing I will say is I don't even know if you even worry about that. I think you just run like the deck you normally would, where you've got a certain amount of one drop characters, just a normal amount, and a normal amount of 2 drop characters, which that would be 16 altogether, right? Like you want 8 1 costs, 8 2 costs, 8 3 costs. That's kind of a decent curve to look for. Well, with those 16 cards alone, I think this card's worth playing, period. Because if one of them is, like, let's just add New Dog. Okay, here's your other 1 drop. So you have Develop Your Brain and Stitch New Dog. So you'd have 12 1 and 2 drops in a deck like this. Because I would never count the items and the songs, and we would need to adjust this number. Sorry guys, I know I'm all over the place right now. We're just brainstorming, but this where is he? Rockstar, Stitch Rockstar. This card has potential to be very strong, but I don't know if it goes in the deck like we're building, because we were more gearing towards the Princess deck. So let me go back to that. I just want to mention some of these strong cards up front, guys, so you can check them out. By the way, Carefree Surfer just came out around the time we making this video. I think it came like yesterday or the day before when I was making this video. That's a 7 cost 4/8. That is a huge body, 8 in the back. That has, when you play this character, if you have 2 or more other characters in play, you may draw 2 cards. Quest for 2, and this guy would obviously be going in a Stitch deck where you have more characters on the board, a bunch of low-cost characters, so you can trigger this. But I don't even know if you go blue if you're trying to go Stitch. You'd probably go something else, like maybe Amethyst that has a lot of card draw already built in, or maybe even Steel. It really depends. Somebody have to look at later. But anyway, let me go ahead and take him out for now and go back to the idea we were running with the princess idea. You know, there's a lot of options you can go with these decks. Y'all know that. And we don't have all the cards yet. But there's probably... What I was thinking is, like, okay, if we go by just the princess cards... Whew, this is interesting. Well, no, it's not because of Moana. Whenever this character quests, you may ready your other princess characters. They cannot quest for the rest of this turn. So that's not actually a combo with this Ariel. In fact, this Ariel would just be better, even though she can't sing. Yeah. Briar, in a princess deck, I actually think Briar Rose would be very good. Because you'd be able to get 2 out of her. Yeah, or you'd be able to get, you know, more out of her. Not 2 out of her, excuse me, but more out of her. Because remember, guys, you cannot question... Now, she's a princess. We will take that. We'll take the baskets to go with her and maybe save some of our princess when we need to swing in. Because that's another thing I should mention, is the way you're going to kind of want to do this with Moana is you're going to... Like, if you're building this in this direction, you're going to want to quest first with all your princess characters, then quest with Moana to untap them. And then if there's a character you need to deal with... That's when you attack, deal with them, or challenge, and then you're going to want to, you know, protect them with like Dingle Hopper and Coconut Basket. Let me drop down 2 of these because it looks like we're getting really close. Yeah, we'll drop down 2 lanterns because that was for another idea anyway. We'll just go down to 2 of them. Let It Go, we're keeping. Party of World, we'll go down to 3. Be Our Guest, we'll go down. Well, Kio's a 4 of actually. Just in Time probably needs to be a 3 of. Again, Just in Time completely is dependent on the interaction between Lantern. I have to know what the interaction is there if I were to keep that at all. So anyway, so that's kind of the idea, though. I think that's the main part of the deck. You know, Amber has cards like this. Chosen character gets -2 this turn. And then you could combo that with like your Briar Rose that gives -2 this turn. Your Scar that gives -5. But, you know, for your princess stuff, you're probably going to want, you know, Minnie Mouse is a princess. So we can always include her. Yeah, we can. I don't think she's incredible, but she is just a nice little decent 2 cost if we need it. Just stuff like that. Horse Kick gives -2 attack this turn as well, so you can kind of see a pretty consistent theme there where blue and yellow both have this, or amethyst and... Or not amethyst, excuse me, sapphire and amber have this. Well, there you go, guys. That's kind of all I really wanted to talk about. And then you get into the villain stuff. Let me mess around with the villain idea real quick. Sorry, guys. We got to at least mess with it, right? You got your 4 Hades. You got your 4 Scars. You got your Maleficent. Like that. So here's your curve is not incredible. We need to see more cards. We can't do anything until we see more cards. You see, he's an ally. Now, he does say... Notice what he says. LeFou, Bumbler, 2 cost, 1/2, quest for 2. That's fine, as is, whatever. Loyal. If you have a character named Gaston in play... Wait, we don't know of a character named Gaston at the time we're recording this video. So we know there's going to be a Gaston now, right? That is really cool. I like how they tease that at us. That's really cool. Very awesome. What else? Let's look at a few more here. You know, we've kind of already seen a lot of this. Maximus... Mickey and Minnie, Party of World's big time. You know, it's we didn't talk about Goofy Musketeer. He probably could fit into a villain or a princess deck because he's just a bodyguard. And when you play this character, you may remove up to 2 damage from each of your Musketeer characters. Now, I want to talk about that in another video. Let me go over to Silver real quick, or Steel. That's going to be something that's really incredible for Mickey Mouse Musketeer and Goofy Musketeer. So, these guys, you know, his is and 2 for T. Mickey Mouse is all for 1 and 2 for T. That's funny. But his is your other Musketeer characters get +1. So, while he's a 2/7, your where is he? Goofy will be a 4/6 for 5. And I feel like they messed up a little bit. You know, you're going to want to play... You always want to play on curve. That means on turn 1, play your 1-drop, then play your 2-drop, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up. Well, I feel like their ability should be backwards. Like, I feel like Goofy Musketeer should have your other Musketeers get +1, and that this Goofy, he removes 2 damage from a Musketeer. Well, you're going to want to remove that from the guy that was already in play. I feel like they kind of did that backwards, but at the same time, this will allow you to swing for more. You know, this will kind of catch people off guard. And nothing's stopping you from going Goofy into Goofy, right? I mean, that's always possible. Now you got... Let me say it like this. I haven't done this deck yet, but I do think that a gold silver deck or a amber steel deck, you're going to have a really nice bodyguard package. Like a really nice bodyguard curve. Because, I mean, think about it like this. You have Hercules at 3. Now, we need a 4 cost. We don't have a 4 cost, what is it called? A 4 cost bodyguard yet. But, oh well, not a big deal. You know, you'll probably end up going Captain Hook, Captain the Jolly Roger, getting some removal back from earlier. Anyway, I don't want to go too much into that yet. But back to what we were talking about. The whole idea is, you know, with the Musketeers, they're very good defenders. They're good bodyguards, right? And they could pretty much fit into any deck you want. But yeah, I kind of went over earlier. You'll have to rewind back in the video if you want to see the deck we were more focused on, because I think the best blue and gold deck is going to be, it's going to stop at 5 resources, if not before then, because you're going to want to combo your Dreaming Guardian with your Moana, right? So in other words, you can literally just, okay, if you go turn 3, Dreaming Guardian after putting down your where is she? Aurora Regal Princess. I mean, shoot, even put in the Briar Rose in a deck like this where you go and put in Develop Your Brain, because it's just such a good setup card. Turn 1, Develop Your Brain. Turn 2, Regal Princess. Turn 3, Dreaming Guardian. Turn 4, Briar Rose. Turn 5, Moana. That's real good, guys. That's really good. And then every single Dreaming Guardian you play afterwards, or Moana, is just generating that much more value for you. Where, you know, you're going to be able to, I mean, in that situation, if you had 2 Moanas down, you could literally go, okay, we'll quest for this one, we'll quest for this one, and then we will quest with Moana to ready all of them. So that would be 2 plus 1 plus her plus Moana is 3. That's 6 right there. And now you can also attack with your Dreaming Guardian and your Regal Princess, you know, in this particular example. Or Briar Rose, excuse me. And then with your other Moana, quest with her now for 3. Unrest your other Moana and your 2 princesses if they survived. Like it's so nasty, guys. It just has so much potential. That has, and it's not so much that it can get like insane lore down in one turn, other than the lore that it generates, but it's just, it gives you so many options, so much utility. And they do, sorry guys, I cracked my knuckles there. They do have a lot of ramp. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's tempting to just play Stitch Rockstar in a deck like this, because he's a 6 cost, a potential 4 cost that quests for 3. Yeah, it's massive. That's massive, guys. And they have all these extra abilities on top of them. You know, this potential to draw cards. You know, anyway, and we still have not even seen, guys. I can't even stress that enough. We have not even seen all the cards yet. So there could be even better combos that we haven't seen yet. Oh yeah, you gotta always click let it go. Anyway, so that's like a good core for the deck, and then there's gonna be cards you're gonna be able to add. Jasmine's a good princess edition for 3. And I think there was one other one, right? Belle. Yeah, Belle's just incredible. You want the Be Our Guest because it's just so good. You're gonna have to Develop Your Brain or Be Our Guest, you know, to get you to where you need to go with these other characters. I don't know about Lantern and Just in Time. These seem a little bit more on the janky side. But like I said, if Lantern works the way I said it does, then maybe you run 4 Maurice as well. You know, and then you just go for like just this full, oh yeah, let me get some bells in there. You know, because you want your coconut baskets, your dingle hoppers. You want to be able to save your characters. I'll put 2 of each in for now. And I'll go with 2 of the lanterns just in case, and 2 just in time just in case, and then excuse me, 3 Maurice, and it might be a 4 Maurice if it works the way we said. Because then you can cheat him out with a just-in-time with Lantern if that works like that. So, okay, guys, I'm done with rambling. Hopefully I gave y'all some ideas. If y'all have some other ideas I might have missed, please don't hesitate to tell me in the comment section below. Appreciate y'all for hanging around with me. These videos end up running so long. I know I can be so long-winded, but I really like to talk about this stuff and brainstorm. Appreciate it, guys, as always. And until next time, guys, peace.